Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat lagi di pencerahan. Sobat-sobat, para pelaku, pembela, dan penyebar amalan bid'ah terus bertahan dengan amalan-amalan tersebut karena menyandarkan bid'ah yang mereka lakukan kepada apa yang dilakukan oleh sahabat Umar bin Khattab sholat. Ya, sobat-sobat, ketika Umar mengumpulkan para sahabat ya di bulan Ramadan untuk melakukan qiyamul lail secara berjamaah, karena sebelumnya mereka sholat secara sendiri-sendiri. Ya memang Umar mengatakan ini adalah sebaik-baik bid'ah. Tapi apakah yang dilakukan Umar ini bid'ah seperti yang diperingati oleh Nabi, ya, yang harus diwaspadai, sobat-sobat, atau bagaimana? Nah, ketika ini dikritisi, ini dikoreksi, ya, bahwa apa yang dilakukan Umar itu bukan bid'ah yang dimaksud oleh Nabi. Ya. Nah, dan tidak bisa ya dijadikan sandaran untuk mengatakan atau berpaham adanya bid'ah hasanah. Nah, ketika ini disampaikan, ya mereka tentu saja membantah. Mati-matian membantah, ngeyel mereka membantah. Apalagi yang menyampaikan ya ustadz-ustadz lokal yang mereka anggap ilmunya belum mumpuni, ilmunya belum banyak. Kalau istilah komentator yang sering ya berkomen di channel saya, ilmunya baru seupil, sobat-sobat. Nah, dari itu sekarang saya ingin menampilkan, tentu saja bukan ustadz lokal, ya. Dan bukan hanya seorang ustadz ini, seorang ulama internasional, ya, sudah melang-lang buana. Banyak karena ceramah-ceramahnya, karena perdebatan-perdebatannya, ya, yang menjadi mu'alaf setelah mendengarkan ceramah-ceramahnya. Ya, sudah beberapa kali berdebat dengan orientalis, dengan para pendeta, dan selalu dimenangkan oleh beliau. Dan tentu juga dia bukan seorang Wahabi. Ya karena bukan berasal dari Arab Saudi, apalagi dari Najd, bukan. Dia ini berasal dari India. Ya, siapa? Yaitu Dr. Zakir Naik. Nah, bagaimana ya pendapat Zakir Naik mengenai apa yang dilakukan Umar? Benarkah yang dilakukan Umar adalah bid'ah dan bid'ah hasanah? Nah, kita akan mengetahui setelah Dr. Zakir Naik menjelaskan hal tersebut di cuplikan video berikut ini, sobat-sobat. Nah, biar tidak berlama-lama, kita saksikan saja, kita simak bagaimana penjelasan Dr. Zakir Naik mengenai apa yang dilakukan Umar yang para pelaku, pembela, dan penyebar amalan bid'ah mengatakan bid'ah hasanah. Benarkah? Nah, kita simak saja.
Thank you, Doctor. And actually there's another issue which has come up in my own research, and it relates to the fact that many people consider it a bid'ah to go into congregation and pray the Qiyam al-Layl. And this started in the Khalifate of Umar radiallahu anhu, may Allah be pleased with him. Could you comment on this?
People have a misconception that Hazrat Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, he was the one who started this congregation Salah, Qiyamul Layl during Ramadan. It's a misconception. But in fact, it is he who revived the Sunnah of the Prophet. As I mentioned earlier, in the hadith of Sahih Bukhari, volume number 3, in the book of Taraweeh, hadith number 2012, that the Prophet was the person who offered Qiyamul Layl. People joined him in congregation and he allowed it. Then later on, next night, the whole mosque was filled. And third night, it was overflowing. And fourth night, didn't come out purposely. From this hadith, we come to know that it was the Prophet who started this. And the Sunnah of the Prophet. But at the time of Hazrat Abu Bakr, may Allah be pleased with him, there were hardly any people who prayed that. Even in the starting of the caliphate of Hazrat Umar, it was the same thing, may Allah be pleased with him. It's further mentioned in the hadith of Sahih Bukhari, volume number 3, in the book of Taraweeh, hadith number 2010. The Sahaba says that he was walking along with Hazrat Umar, one of the mosques, may Allah be pleased with him, and he finds that people were praying individually. And some people were praying in a small group. So Hazrat Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, he gathered all the people and he said, let's make one Jama'ah. And he appointed Ubay ibn Ka'b, may Allah be pleased with him, to lead the Salah. And everyone prayed behind him. And later on, when he comes back after a few nights, he finds that people are praying in one congregation. And then he comments, it is preferable to pray when the people are sleeping than what they are praying now. Because, you know, they prayed immediately after Isha Salah, as I mentioned earlier. So praying the Qiyamul Layl in Ramadan, what people call as Taraweeh, it's preferable to pray the last 1/3 of night. But if you pray early also, it's no problem. Now coming back to the question, when he said that it's an excellent bid'ah, people misunderstand the statement and they say, oh, that means the bid'ah can be good. Bid'ah is normally in the Sharia, means an innovation in the religion. But here, Hazrat Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, he never used it as a bid'ah in the religion. There's nothing like bid'ah which is good. You know, because it's mentioned in the hadith of Sahih Muslim, volume number 1, hadith number 1885, that all innovations in the religion are wrong and they lead to error. And other hadith says that all innovations lead to hellfire. So all innovations are wrong. Now based on this hadith, when Umar may Allah be pleased with him said that it's an excellent bid'ah, so people normally say that bid'ah can be good and can be bad, good bid'ah is allowed. So what he really meant here was bid'ah in the linguistic term, not bid'ah in the religion. Because in linguistic term, bid'ah means something which is new. So at that time, people did not pray in one congregation. So he reminded them of the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. So it was going back to the Sunnah of the Prophet, but for that time it was bid'ah linguistically, it was something new. So it doesn't mean that Hazrat Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, he innovated something in the religion. He took the people back to the Sunnah of the Prophet. For example, if I go to a city where people are wearing the trousers below the ankle, and if I say that, you know, wearing above the ankle is the Sunnah of the Prophet. But it's a bid'ah for that time, because people, it's new for them. They don't know about it. So it's bid'ah for that time, but it's going back to the Sunnah of the Prophet, wearing the trouser above the ankle. So people misunderstand the statement of Umar may Allah be pleased with him, talking about new for that time and for that place and for the people. But actually, It is going back to the Prophet. So it is not what Hazrat Umar, may Allah be with him, he innovated it. He told the people that this is what the Prophet did. And there are several such examples. Many Muslims, temporary marriage done by some groups of Muslims. The Prophet prohibited that. Hazrat Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, he knew about it. So during the 7th Hijri of Tabuk, he said it is wrong. So people think he imposed it. But he knew the Prophet said it was haram, the temporary marriage. It's called as muta. So just because he implemented the sunnah, which very few people knew at that time, and he was there when the Prophet said that muta, temporary marriage, is haram, people think that he brought it into the deen. It's going back the sunnah of the Prophet. Hope that.
Nah, sobat-sobat, bagaimana? Ya, ternyata yang dilakukan Umar bukan bid'ah, sobat-sobat. Justru yang dilakukan Umar menghidupkan sunnah. Kenapa? Ya karena Nabi mulanya memang sholat berjamaah. Ya, qiyamul lailnya berjamaah, tarawihnya berjamaah. Beberapa malam. Nah, kemudian beliau tidak lagi. Ya, beliau sholatnya di rumah. Kenapa? Karena dikhawatir qiyamul lail tarawih tersebut dianggap wajib. Nah, ini kan sering keliru juga mereka. Ya, mereka juga melakukan amalan bid'ah berdasarkan hadis. Ya, barang siapa menghidupkan satu sunnah maka akan diberi pahala. Kurang lebih seperti itu redaksi hadisnya. Saya tidak hafal benar, tapi kurang lebih seperti itu. Nah, ini kan keliru. Ya, yang dimaksud menghidupkan sunnah ya seperti Umar tadi. Ya, kan mulanya Nabi sunnah Nabi sholat tarawih berjamaah. Kemudian Nabi tidak lagi berjamaah karena dikhawatiri dianggap wajib. Akhirnya sholat tarawih berikutnya sampai zaman Umar sendiri-sendiri. Nah, kemudian Umar mengumpulkan para sahabat dalam satu jamaah sholat tarawih. Nah, yang dilakukan Umar menghidupkan sunnah karena Nabi sebelumnya tarawih berjamaah. Nah, jadi kan keliru memahami menghidupkan sunnah dengan membuat amalan baru yang sama sekali tidak ada kaitannya dengan sunnah Nabi. Demikian sahabat-sahabat, semoga ini menginspirasi dan mencerahkan. Nasrum minallahi wa fathun qarib. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.